Yo, what's going on YouTube? Last time Izuku had his encounter with a mugger who had him at knife point, and before he knew it, he was 3 blocks away. Now, this isn't Izuku awakening a quirk. No, we're gonna combine an element from the boys, as we did in part 1. Compound V. Something that he got through his father, who was working for the company that used to be Vought International, which currently is completely defunct. And at the end of part 1, Bakugo attempted to attack Izuku, only for Izuku to speed out of the way and tell him that he was too slow. Resuming right then. The hell? Bakugo says as he looks at the nerd. When the hell did you get a quirk, loser? Bakugo asked as he raised one of his hands, popping off his quirk. I don't really think it's a quirk. The doctor still says it's... If it's not a quirk, then what the hell is it? Bakugo says, interrupting Izuku. Honestly, I couldn't tell you, Kachan. I don't know. But it's pretty cool, Izuku says as he suddenly vanished and with the sound of a train horn. Yes, I'm borrowing that from the voice too. Returning with ice cream. Izuku, no quirk use in class, the teacher called out, as Izuku just quietly licked his ice cream cone. Yeah, you didn't get on the Kachan when he used his quirk, Izuku thought to himself, finishing his treat as he ate the cone. Honestly, I'm surprised that my shoes on. Oh, there it goes. Izuku says as he begins to stomp out his flaming shoes. What the hell? Bakugo says, leaping back. Yeah, that tends to happen. I haven't managed to figure out what material can withstand my super speed, Izuku says, chuckling. It's one stupid drawback, nerd, Bakugo says. Yeah, but I'm sure UA support, of course, could probably figure out a way around it, he says nonchalantly. You trying to get in my way, Deku? Bakugo asks, stepping forward once more. No, to be honest, Kachan, I just want to be a hero. Now that I have my speed, I probably can be one, he says as he is looking up at his childhood friend turned bully. What use is you having that speed if you end up naked as the day you were born? Bakugo says, dealing in on that little side effect. Like I said, UA support course is nothing to laugh at. Hell, they probably could improve our hero costume designs tenfold more. He says he begins muttering. Fucking creepy nerd, Bakugo says, turning around and waiting until the end of class to really have a talk with Deku. As the final bell of the day rings, Izuku packs up his bag and he's heading towards the front gate. Deku, Bakugo says, having been waiting right outside the gate as Izuku walks out off campus. What is it, Kachan? He asked, turning to look at the explosive blonde. If you're serious about getting into UA, we have, 5 months before the entrance exam? Bakugo says with a smirk. Yeah, but I don't see what that has to do with anything. Deku says, having one of his rare brain fart moments. Really? You don't know what 5 months... I'm offering to train with you, dumbass, Bakugo snaps out. If you're able to run at that speed, but you can't control your quirk, then what good is it? Train with me, nerd. Bakugo says. At this point, he doesn't really care if Izuku does master his super speed. All he really does care about is having someone worthy that can test him. And considering the fact that the nerd was able to outspeed him, Well, that just irks Bakugo's ego just a tiny bit. Izuku looks dumbfounded. You want me to train with you? He says as he begins to think, muttering up a storm as it actually doesn't make sense. That way we both can get stronger, he says, looking at his friend. But I gotta tell you, it isn't gonna be as easy as it used to be, Achan, Izuku says, getting that fire in his eyes that he normally does whenever him and Bakugo face down in the main canon. With that much power you now have, nerd, I'd be surprised if I could land a hit on you, Bakugo admits. But I've been training since I got my quirk. You just got yours. Meet me at the school in the abandoned warehouse district. You know the one. Don't be late, nerd, Bakugo says. Shit, hold on. I totally forgot that they were meeting at school. Meet me at the abandoned warehouse in about 30 minutes. Don't be late, nerd, Bakugo says. Bakugo set up the training area, making dummies, and even putting a little surprise for Izuku on the floor. Essentially, he made the area speedster-proof on a hunch because he didn't want the nerd to be too prepared for this, as right on cue, Izuku ran in, not paying attention, and hit the trap, going sprawling and slamming back first into the far wall of the abandoned warehouse. What the hell? He says, coughing out as he gets up, struggling to his feet. You really think I wouldn't make this hard for you? Bakugo says, charging forward at Izuku, who is barely able to use his speed to dodge multiple explosions, the sounds of Bakugo's quirk popping off again and again, echoing throughout the area. As the two began to spar in hand-to-hand combat, Izuku taking pointers from Bakugo's combat. The two were trading punches and kicks, Izuku using his speed to keep ahead of Bakugo, but sure enough, his friend began to overpower him, easily in fact. As sounds of them training together continued to echo, they caught the attention of someone they did not want to have. About maybe 15 minutes later, as the two were about to fight again, they both suddenly found themselves ensnared in some kind of scarf. Alright, kids, if you can tell me what the hell you two think you're doing here, I may just let you go without warning. The very tired pro hero spoke. Who the hell are you supposed to be? Bakugo says as he tries to use his quirk to get out of the binding, but he finds his quirk won't activate. Katran, that's the pro hero Eraserhead. His quirk, he can cancel ours out. That's why you can't use yours. Surprisingly, however, something happens that gives the pro a very rude awakening, as Izuku was able to break free and then rescue his friend. We weren't doing anything wrong, sir. We were just training with each other. We're looking to get into UA. We figured training here would be smarter because, well, I mean, everything here is abandoned and foreclosed, so any property damage wouldn't be really matter. Izuku quickly explains, and the pro hero is thinking to himself, these two are going to be problem children, I already know. But what really bothered Eraser is the fact that that green-haired kid, he couldn't cancel out his quirk. That's not good, Aizawa thinks to himself. And this is going to be the end to part 2.